Fast food. Delicious, convenient, and dangerously easy to overeat. It's packed with fats, drenched in sodium, and often dismissed as the enemy of a lean physique.
But what if I told you that you can still lose weight even while eating fast food? So for the next 14 days, I'm going to do exactly that. Eating only fast food from different chains.
To prove that body transformation is more about numbers rather than food labels.
At the end of the day, weight loss comes down to one simple rule. Calories in versus calories out. It doesn't matter if you're eating salads or burgers. If you're in a deficit, you will lose weight. That said, macros matter too, especially protein. To maintain my muscle mass, I need to hit at least 160 grams of protein daily, while staying within the limit of 2,500 calories.
This challenge is purely diet-based, so no extra cardio, just tracking my food intake and seeing what happens. Before we start this challenge, I'm testing my baseline strength in 3 compound movements: pull-ups, squats, and bench press. After 14 days, I will retest my strength in these 3 exercises to see whether I gained or lost any. If I stay consistent, training intensely and eating enough protein, I won't just maintain my strength, I might even get stronger. So with that out of the way, let's start this challenge. So my day 1 starting weight is 81.5 kilos at 17.8% body fat, and this is how it looks on my physique. So I'll be tracking my weight daily throughout the 14 days and then compare the physique from day 1 to day 14. Hopefully there's a big change, even though I'm eating fast food.
So my first breakfast item will be an egg McMuffin with, I don't know what is this, pork? Looks something like this. I mean, it looks like shit, but I don't know. There's nothing better.
And the thing is, it won't get any better, because for the next 2 weeks, I'm gonna have to eat this type of shit every f***ing day. So might as well say goodbye to my stomach right now.
So I'm having my lunch earlier than intended because I was so f***ing hungry after that breakfast that I feel like I will die in the next 2 hours if I don't consume something. What better way to consume something than to get my famous McProtein? You might ask, what the f*** is this? Well, let's see. Yeah. It looks absolutely diabolical. Like, bro, this is not meant for human consumption. But at least it has 70 grams of protein, and as a bodybuilder, that's all that matters these days. How do you even...
Just a quick side note, this might have been the most driest burger I've ever eaten.
If I had to rate this abomination on a scale of 1 to 10, bro, I don't know, maybe like a 3. Like, you can eat it, but like, it's rough, man. This is type of shit that fucking soldiers in World War II. Dude, this is not good. How are they selling this type of shit? But at least it's 70 grams of protein. So that was my lunch. Never again.
Then later that day I had my dinner, which was 25 chicken nuggets.
Okay, the nuggets are finished. Nothing special. I would say like a 6 out of 10. And with that, day 1 is done.
So for day 2 I decided to have KFC as a choice of my fast food. In general, it didn't really taste that great. It was pretty dry and oily, which after a couple of hours got to me and I felt sick.
And holy f***, I feel sick.
But that didn't stop me. I kept on going and ate all the fried food. And here are my macros for day 2. After seeing how I felt yesterday, I knew that I had to change something. So for day 3, the choice of my fast food was Subway. Here, my biggest hope was that all the vegetables would actually fill me up and not leave me hungry. And to my surprise, that did not leave me disappointed.
I'm not even gonna lie, this is probably the best food I put in my mouth since starting this challenge. Like, actually tastes like normal food. And because of all the vegetables, it just fills up your stomach a lot more, so I actually feel full for once in this challenge. Because before that, I used to always eat and just getting hungrier and hungrier. If somebody's on a cut or you don't have the time to cook food, Subway is actually a pretty good option if you think about it. Get like extra chicken or something, extra protein, and bro, this is actually a good meal. That's good stuff from Subway. I would actually rate it like an 8 out of 10. No cap, pretty good.
Then after that, I decided to get a quick pump at the gym. And to my surprise, I didn't get any weaker. I still could have lifted the same amount of weight for the same amount of reps. And in general, I felt basically the same. But I did notice one thing, which was that every exercise felt like cardio. What I mean by that is that when I was reaching closer to failure, my heartbeat just started going up without stopping. And usually it doesn't happen like that. Usually it stays pretty normal, and this time it felt weird. If I had to guess, it's probably because of high sodium, saturated fats and sugars in my diet. Because usually I don't eat fast food that often. Maybe like once a month, once every other month, but I keep my diet relatively clean. So with that sudden change, my body just hasn't adapted to it yet, and in return, my heartbeat just beats twice as fast than it usually does. Hopefully this was just a once in a lifetime thing and I don't get a random heart attack in my gym session. But yeah, quite concerning.
And later that day, I had my 3rd Subway sandwich, which was the same sandwich that I had for my lunch. And in total, these were the macros for that day. For day 4, I decided to have Burger King, and all of my meals consisted of a hamburger with 5 patties. And in terms of taste, this might have been the worst fast food out of all of them.
The problem with these burgers is that they're too dry, man, because the meat to everything else ratio is just off. It just makes such an unpleasant experience to eat that. I mean, yeah, it has a lot of protein, but do you want to sacrifice taste for protein? Not really. A lot of protein, woo. Bullshit.
And what's better than having 2 of these dry ass burgers? Having 3 of these dry ass burgers. Might as well throw in a cinnamon challenge at this point so I choke to death faster. And as always, here are the macros. So the last fast food stop for this challenge is gonna be Domino's. And as you can see from my reaction, it was nothing special. Just oily little chicken wings.
So I just got home from my job and I feel so lazy and unmotivated right now. I just don't want to do anything apart from lay in bed all day. And the thing is, I have a leg day today, and if you know anything about gym sessions, leg day is probably the least enjoyable day out of all of them. That temptation to skip the leg day is just at all-time high. But these are the days that matter the most. The ones where you're not motivated, the ones where you don't want to go and do it, but you do it anyway. And that's how you see the progress. So I'm gonna go to the gym, somehow survive a leg day, and we'll see what happens.
Later that day, I had a large pizza with lots of protein and extra chicken. In terms of taste, this was probably like one of the best foods that I ate throughout this week. It actually tasted very good. It was high in protein and easy to get down. I ended up eating half of the large pizza and saving the other half for later. But if I could, I would smack down 5 of them in one sitting. But unfortunately, I have to starve myself and prove to you f***ers that you can actually lose weight while eating this diet. Day 6 was Subway once again. Because the first time I was so impressed, I just had to get it once again. But this time I opt for a normal chicken sub.
So second sandwich devoured, and it was pretty good. 7 out of 10.
It's actually crazy how much time I save with this challenge. Because I can just click one button and my food is outside my door in 15 minutes. So it's officially been 1 week since starting this challenge. And as you can see, I'm down 2.4 kilos. Of course, from that, most of it is probably water weight, but there should also be some fat loss with that. And visually, I'm also seeing it because I'm starting to get that bit leaner. Because for me, I mostly store all my fat on the abdominal area, and when it's getting thinner, that just means that I'm losing fat. So that was week 1, and we still have 1 more week of this challenge to prove to you that you can get shredded while eating fast food. And what better way to get shredded than to eat some McDonald's? Eating the sandwich actually felt healthy, which is quite ridiculous to say something like that about McDonald's. And I also feel quite full after eating it. So that's another positive for McDonald's.
So that was my pre-workout meal. And hopefully all that sodium goes into my bicep or some shit like that. And I have the craziest pump known to humanity. So yeah, we'll see you in the gym.
And here is my post-workout meal. Another Egg McMuffin sandwich. And also here are the total macros of the day. Now doing this challenge, I realized how much of a fat ass I actually was. Because before this challenge, I used to eat around 4,000 calories. And that was my maintenance. That means I wouldn't lose or gain weight while eating 4,000. And now that I dropped my calories basically in half, it's just so rough, man.
Last piece of the 9 nuggets. And guess what? I feel hungrier than before even I ate the nuggets. So you can imagine how I feel every single day.
Day 10 got started with another Domino's pizza. And if I'm being honest, I'm getting quite sick of this challenge. Because I don't want to eat fast food anymore. I thought I would never say some shit like this, but I would rather eat like a salad at this point. But if I already started this challenge, might as well finish it strong and not cry like a baby all the time. Legit, Subway is the biggest cheat code in this challenge because I don't really consider it fast food. Because when I think about fast food, it's like foods that are high in fats and carbs and low in protein. Subway is completely opposite of that. It's pretty healthy, you can get a lot of protein on it, it's pretty low fat. So it's a tough question to answer. Let me know in the comments, is Subway a fast food? I would like to know. With each day passing by, I just start to enjoy these fast foods less and less. Because they don't hit the same anymore. And honestly, they just leave me feeling sick afterwards.
I just finished my food and so I'm still hungry. But no, I just wanted to share like the biggest problems about this diet and stuff like that. One of them problems is that I just feel bloated all the time. And the whole reason why that happens is because of the lack of fiber in the diet. Because if you know anything about fiber is what helps you to take a shit. And the less fiber you have in your diet, the less regular the shits are, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm quite struggling with that because just say it's not going out that often. So all that food just stays in my stomach for a couple of days and then I release it in like day 3. So yeah, that's the main thing that concerns me in this diet. Is the lack of fiber.
At this point, I'm just counting down the days till it's over. Like I'm not even eating for enjoyment anymore. I'm just eating for survival. Every bite feels more like a checkpoint than a treat, because I just want to get done with this challenge as fast as possible.
So the challenge is done. Let's see the results.
So I lost 3 kilos in a matter of 2 weeks. If you're curious, here are some extra stats on the weight loss, like changes in my body fat and muscle mass. And here's how that weight loss looked in a graph. It wasn't steady, there were some up and downs. In the first week I lost more weight than in the second week, but let's be honest, you're here for the physique comparison, so let's get to it. So as you can see, there's not that crazy of a difference, but I clearly got leaner in my waistline. And I feel like my quads also got a bit more definition. So in terms of my strength, there's not that much of a difference actually. In pull-ups I could have got the same 9.5 that I did before. Actually in squats, I did 1 more rep than before I started this challenge, which was 7. But on the other hand, on my bench, I had 1 less rep, so it kind of just balances everything out and I didn't really lose or gain any strength. So yeah, I lost 3 kilos in 2 weeks by only eating fast food. Sounds impressive, right? Well, let me tell you, it sucked. The biggest problem is that I never had a lot of energy. Like, getting out of bed felt like a workout. I constantly felt like crap, bloated, tired, and just completely off. And the worst part, I was hungry 24/7, even after eating the fast food. And my body was constantly screaming for something real. So yeah, technically fast food can make you lose weight if you torture yourself all the time. But do you want to do that? Probably not. But trust me, it's not worth it. Because your body knows when you're feeding garbage to it. And let me tell you, your body is not quiet about it. Because of the lack of micronutrients, you just know it. At the end of the day, even though I lost the weight, was it worth it? Not really. My recommendation for you, if you're really craving some fast food, have it. But don't have it all the time. Have it like once a month, every other week. But as you can see, by my experience, having it every day is just pure garbage. So yeah, I'm glad that this challenge is finally over and I can finally eat some good food and not starve myself to death. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and I will see you in the next one.